We've already done a number 5 cylinder misfire. Cleaned it, checked it. It looked pretty good. I just cleaned the plug up a little better. And it is a new plug anyway. It was put on there about a month ago. That's when we discovered oil inside our throttle body and our throttle body housing. So we're going to clean that out real good, take this throttle body off, change the PCV valve. We're going to be changing the VVT sensor, variable valve train sensor, and I think that will, after the radiator, we'll change the oil filter, and we should be back in business with this, get it started up. Again, the conditions to this 2004 Chevy Trailblazer 4.2 is cranking but no starting. So we'll go from there. Now in order to get to that pulley down there and get those 3 bolts lined up, and because we have a cracked radiator, which we already knew about, it's got a crack here, it's cracked on this neck right here as well. You can see when I move the neck, it's got a crack down inside there too, on that corner of the neck. So we're going to be replacing the radiator anyway. I'm going to take these hoses off. Basically, you got these clamps, just squeeze them together with channel locks or pliers, pull them back like I did here on this one, and that'll allow you to just take the radiator hose off and move it out of your way. We're going to take this one off completely, and that'll give us access to that power steering pulley and also better access to the belt tensioner, so we can take that belt off. So that's our next step. And now we've got the serpentine belt off, we ran it out of the way, we can get to that power steering pulley and line those 3 bolts up, which I've already done. Again, you got 1 bolt on the top, 1 bolt on this side, and 1 bolt on the bottom. And we take those 3 bolts off, and then that will allow us to move this power steering pump out of the way so we can get to the VVT sensor, which is attached right on the side of the block. Alright, so let's get to these 3 bolts and start taking them off. Okay, it's almost out. And just so I don't drop it, I'm going to get my little magnet here and pull it out. So there's the bottom bolt. Now let's see if we can line up this one on the side. Break that one loose. You got to be careful here. This is your cam sensor. You don't want to snap it off or anything. There we go. Second one's out. Now we can line up our last one, which is on top. And these are all 13 millimeter. And they're all the same size, so you don't have to worry about getting them mixed up. This will allow for us to pull the power steering off to the side. And then we'll have room to get that VVT valve out. That will give us enough clearance to unbolt this VVT valve right here. And then we should have enough clearance to pull it out. If not, there we go. Now I know we do. And the top bolt is out. I better retrieve that bolt before it drops. Still in there. I see it now. Alright. Now we got plenty of room. Okie dokie. Take this little clip off. Alright, you gotta get on both sides and take this little clip off that locks it in. Alright. Now the trick with this is there's a little clip here. You have to get your little hook tool, pry these off. And you set that to the side, out of the way. Now we can get to that 10 millimeter. It's got one 10 millimeter bolt that holds it in. Now, it's probably going to be stuck on there pretty good. You can get a little screwdriver. You can pry it. Or you can get a hammer and beat it off of there. That works too. Alright, it's stuck pretty good. Alright. See? Told you gotta get your hammer and beat on it. That actually got it started. To where now I can pull this thing out. And there we go. There we go. Well, there's some gunk in it. Good thing is there ain't a bunch of metal shavings, so now I'm gonna close this hole up because I don't want no bugs or trash or debris getting down in there, but we'll go get us a new VVT sensor. This is for the P0014 code for the B camshaft advance. And we'll go get this replaced and maybe she'll start up now. Alright, we're back. While I was waiting on the part to get here, I went ahead and took off the air filter box. And it's real easy. There's only 3 screws. One here, one there, and one in the corner down here. You just remove 3 Phillips screws. Air filter box comes out. And your air filter will sit right here. Fits down over that hose. But we noticed this one was filthy. Hasn't been changed in 120 years. So went ahead and got a new air filter. Got some new oil. We will be doing an oil change and oil filter for this. But right now we've got our VVT solenoid here. So we're going to install this first. Put our new VVT sensor in. It goes in this little hole here, just slides in. 10 millimeter bolt right there, tightens it down. So we're gonna get going on that. Alright, so now that we are ready to install our brand new VVT solenoid, or you can call it a sensor, first thing we're going to do is lube this little O-ring up with some fresh clean oil. Don't want to put it in dry. This will help it slip in there and seal without tearing it. Then we just nice and carefully slide it in. There we go. Line up the hole. Grab our 10mm bolt. Get it started. Torque that down. Sounds like our neighbors need some brakes. Alright. Torque this down. And we'll plug our little connector up. And there we go. Now, get our little connector, get it ready, line up, push it on. Then we gotta attach our little clip again. There, that should do it. And that's it. That should take care of the P0014 code that we got popped up on our scanner. And that'll keep it from running rough, keep it from being over advanced. Should help the starting. Now we can continue on by putting our power steering pump back into place. Line up the bolts for that, which is our 13mm. See if I can adjust the camera so y'all can see that portion. Get our bolts lined up, get our hose lined up. We'll install this top one first. I'm going to pick up just a little bit on the power steering to get it going in. There's a 13mm socket in there. There we go. Got the first one started. I'm going to put it to where it's pretty snug so it'll hold it in place. Then I can grab my second bolt. Whoops, and then I'll drop it, you know, because I like that. Line up the second bolt. Get it started with the socket. There we go. It's going on pretty good. Now I gotta get my magnet tool, pick it up. If y'all ain't got a little magnet tool, invest in one. They're priceless. Line up our third hole. Whoops. See if we can get that one started. Yeah, there we go. I love it when a plan comes together. Alright, now we'll grab our ratchet. Get those torqued down. Now we can put our serpentine belt back on. Alright, so now we got our new VVT sensor on. We have our power steering pump hooked back up with the 3 bolts. We have our serpentine belt back on. And we've already addressed the number 5 cylinder misfire. Next we'll be putting on our new air filter and the air filter cover. And then we'll be cleaning the throttle body. So let me grab our new air filter. Got it installed. Put our cover back on it. The bolts or screws lined up. Our next step is going to be to clean our throttle body. We're going to clean the housing. We're going to clean here, get all the oil and gunk out of it, and then we'll attempt to start. So stay with us and we'll be wrapping this one up shortly, hopefully.